You ever notice how the phrase $1 million net worth sounds like it belongs to a completely different species of human? Like, not even a richer version of you, a different creature. Someone who drinks sparkling water on purpose and says things like, "I love my morning routine." But here's the uncomfortable truth. $1 million net worth is not a personality type. It's not luck. And for most people, it's not even one single huge moment. It's a scoreboard. It's what happens when a few money rules become automatic, and you stop negotiating with yourself every month. Because net worth is brutally simple. It's just what you own minus what you owe. That's it. That's the entire game. And if you're watching this thinking, "Arthur, be serious, I'm just trying to get ahead," I get it, I really do. Most people aren't failing because they're lazy. They're failing because modern life is basically designed to keep your money moving out of your account the second it comes in. Rent, car payments, subscriptions, groceries that somehow cost more every month. Little, only $49 a month decisions that stack into a second rent. And then you look up and wonder why saving feels impossible even when you're working hard. I'm Arthur, and I spend way too much time thinking about money psychology. Why we make financial choices that feel harmless today but expensive over time. And why some people quietly build wealth while others feel like they're sprinting on a treadmill that never slows down. So here's what we're doing in this video. I'm going to give you 7 money rules that move you toward a 1M net worth with zero excuses. Meaning no vague motivation, no complicated spreadsheets, no just invest in the next hot thing nonsense. Real rules, simple rules, the kind that work because they're repeatable. And just to be clear, no excuses doesn't mean everyone has the same starting line. People don't. Life isn't fair, income isn't equal, responsibilities aren't equal. What it means is this. Once you know the rules, you stop telling yourself stories that keep you stuck. You stop acting like wealth is something that happens to other people. You start acting like it's a process you can run. Because building net worth isn't about making one perfect decision. It's about making a few correct decisions, over and over, for long enough that the math has no choice but to work. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly what those decisions are, what to measure, what to cap, what to pay off, what to automate, and how to make your money grow without making your life miserable. So let's start with the first rule, the one that sounds boring but changes everything. If you can't see your net worth, you can't grow your net worth. Most people don't actually know their net worth. They know their salary, they know their rent, they know the terrifying number on their credit card statement when they accidentally open it at night. But if you asked, "What's your net worth right now?" they'd give you a look like you just asked them their blood type. And that's the first rule. If you want a 1M net worth, you treat net worth like a scoreboard. Not a vibe, not a hope, a number you track. Because here's what tracking does. It turns money from this foggy, emotional thing into a measurable game you can win. And no, I'm not telling you to build some complicated dashboard. If you need a spreadsheet with 14 tabs to know whether you're winning, you'll quit. You'll avoid it. Your brain will label it pain. This is the simplest version that actually works. Once a month, pick the same day every month, you spend 10 minutes doing a net worth check. That's it. You write down cash, checking and savings, investments, brokerage, retirement accounts, other assets if you have them, maybe a car value, maybe a home, keep it conservative. Then debts, credit cards, loans, car notes, student loans, whatever. Then you do the subtraction. And here's the key. You don't use this to judge yourself. You use it to see if your habits are working. Because if your income went up and your net worth stayed flat, something is leaking. If your net worth is rising consistently, you're doing it right, even if you feel like you're not rich yet. This is also where you catch the silent killers early. Like, you start noticing patterns. Like, every month my net worth barely moves because my fixed payments are insane. Every month I save a little, then an emergency wipes it out because I have no buffer. Every month my spending expands to match my paycheck so the scoreboard doesn't change. A monthly net worth check makes that obvious. And once something is obvious, you can fix it. Here's a quick mental shift that helps. Stop thinking about money like it's what you can buy. Start thinking about it like it's what you can keep, because net worth is literally the measure of what you kept. Now, if you want this to feel even easier, you can break it into 2 smaller scoreboards. Total net worth, the big number, and investable net worth.
cash plus investments minus consumer debt. That second number is the one that usually moves first. And watching it grow is insanely motivating because it's the first sign you're escaping the paycheck treadmill. So your takeaway from rule number 1 is almost insultingly simple. Set a recurring reminder monthly. 10 minutes, same day every month, track the number, write it down, keep the history, because you cannot hit a target you refuse to look at. And now that you've got a scoreboard, rule number 2 is about protecting it from the biggest wealth killer that feels normal, your monthly payment stack.
Rule number 2 is where most people lose the game before it even starts. Because once you start tracking net worth, you'll notice something uncomfortable. It doesn't just grow because you try harder. It grows when you have enough room in your month for money to stay in your life. And the thing that kills room faster than anything is your fixed monthly payments, your payment stack. Car payment, insurance, phone payment, subscriptions, memberships, financing plans, only $39 a month decisions that feel harmless until you add them up and realize you basically built a second rent. And fixed payments are dangerous for one reason. They don't care how you feel. Your paycheck can have a bad month, you can get sick, hours can get cut, an emergency can happen. The payment stack still shows up like, hey, about that money. So if you want a $1 million net worth, you need a rule that protects your flexibility. Keep your fixed monthly obligations as low as possible and cap them before they cap you. Here's a quick way to make this real. Open your Notes app and write down every recurring monthly payment you have that isn't rent or basic utilities. Everything, even the tiny ones, especially the tiny ones. Then total it. That number is how much of your future income is already pre-spent. Now ask yourself, if I lost income for 60 days, would this stack help me or crush me? And look, I'm not saying never finance anything. I'm saying your goal is wealth, and wealth requires space. Fixed payments reduce space. So the rule is simple. Before you add a new monthly payment, one has to leave. One in, one out. Because if you don't have that rule, your lifestyle will expand to consume every raise you ever get, and then you'll wonder why your net worth graph looks like a flat line. And if you want an even cleaner filter, use this question. If I had to pay cash for this today, would I still choose it? If the answer is no, the monthly payment isn't making it affordable, it's making it feel smaller. Your action for this rule is also simple. Choose one payment to reduce or remove in the next 30 to 90 days. Refinance, downgrade, cancel, negotiate, whatever fits. You don't need 10 wins. You need one meaningful win that lowers your stack. Because once your monthly obligations stop choking your income, saving and investing stop feeling like a personality trait and start feeling like the default. Now, Rule 3 is the one that accelerates everything when people finally do it. Killing high-interest debt. High-interest debt is basically the anti-wealth machine. Because here's the brutal math. If you're carrying credit card debt at, say, 20%, you're not a little behind. You're getting hit with a guaranteed negative return every single month, like you're trying to fill a bucket while someone drilled a hole in the bottom and charges you rent for the hole. And I know how this goes. You make the minimum payment, you feel responsible for about 12 seconds, and then the interest shows up like, cute, try again. So rule number 3 is simple. High-interest consumer debt gets eliminated before you try to build serious net worth. Not because investing is bad, because your money needs traction, and high-interest debt is the opposite of traction. Here's the fastest practical way to do it without making it your entire personality. Step 1. Write down every debt, the balance, the minimum payment, and the interest rate. You need the list. The list is reality. Step 2. Pick your method. If you're purely optimizing math, you attack the highest interest first. If you need momentum to stay consistent, you attack the smallest balance first. Either works if you actually stick to it. The real goal is momentum. Step 3. Automate it. One extra payment, same day every month, so you're not negotiating with yourself in the moment, because negotiation is where people lose. And while you're doing this, you follow one boring rule that saves your life. No new debt. You don't add to the fire while you're trying to put it out. If emergencies keep forcing you back onto the card, you don't need more discipline, you need a small buffer. Even $500 to $1,000 can break that cycle.
Now, once the debt hole stops getting deeper, rule number 4 is how you start building the actual $1 million machine. Invest on payday. Not if there's money left, payday. Because if investing is optional, it becomes occasional, and occasional doesn't build $1 million net worth. You want it to feel like a bill you pay to your future, so you set an automatic contribution. A percentage is even better because it scales. Start small if you have to, seriously, because consistency beats intensity. And if you have access to an employer match, that's basically free money. You don't ignore free money. The point of these two rules together is simple. Stop paying a guaranteed 20% penalty and start collecting consistent growth. That's the shift from surviving money to building money. Now, rule 5 is where the speed really shows up, your savings rate.
Your savings rate is the boring secret behind almost every overnight success net worth story. Because people love to talk about investing like it's a cheat code. They'll argue over which stock, which crypto, which strategy, and meanwhile, the person actually building wealth is quietly doing something way less exciting. They're consistently keeping a meaningful chunk of their income. That's rule number 5. Your savings rate matters more than your investment genius, especially early on. Here's why. If you invest $200 a month, even with great returns, you're playing a long, slow game. If you invest $2,000 a month, you can be mediocre and still win. The speed of your path to $1 million is mostly determined by one thing: how much you're able to invest consistently year after year. And I know the immediate pushback. Okay, Arthur, must be nice. I can't save 30%. Fine, you don't need to start at 30%. You need to start with a rate you can actually sustain, and then you need a plan to raise it. Because savings rate isn't a personality trait, it's a design choice. Here's the simple way to make it practical. Pick a starting number you can hit for the next 90 days without breaking your life. Even if it's 5%, even if it's 3%, the point is consistency. Then you add one rule. Every 60 to 90 days, you raise the rate slightly. Not by trying harder, by changing one thing. Maybe it's cutting one payment from your stack. Maybe it's reducing one big 3 expense. Maybe it's redirecting a paid-off payment. Maybe it's earning an extra few hundred and investing half of it. Small increases compound. 1% raise in savings rate doesn't feel dramatic in a single month, but over years, it changes the entire trajectory. And this is the mindset shift that makes it work. Don't ask, how do I save more? Ask, what's the one change that buys me one more percentage point? 1 point is realistic, 1 point is repeatable. And once you stack a few of those, you're suddenly playing a different game. Your action for this rule is simple. Calculate your current savings rate, just the percentage of take-home pay you're saving or investing. Then choose one move that increases it by 1 to 2 points within the next month. Because 1 million net worth isn't built by perfect decisions. It's built by a higher savings rate kept long enough that the math becomes inimitable. Rule number 6 is the part people avoid because it sounds harder than cutting expenses. But if you want to hit a $1 million net worth in a reasonable amount of time, you eventually run into a ceiling with frugality. There's only so much you can squeeze. And once your payment stack is under control and your savings rate is solid, the fastest lever left is income. Not lottery income, not a start a business and grind 18 hours a day, just income growth that's repeatable. Think of it like this. Your biggest asset in your 20s, 30s, even 40s isn't your portfolio, it's your ability to earn. So the rule is, build career capital on purpose. Treat your income like a project. Because most people don't have an income problem, they have an income strategy problem. They hope raises happen. They hope opportunities show up. They hope their boss notices. Hope is not a plan. Here's the practical version. Pick one of these lanes and commit for 90 days. Lane 1 is get paid more for the same work. That's negotiation, that's documenting results, that's walking into a review with receipts, that's applying elsewhere so you actually know your market value. Most people are underpaid simply because they never test the market. Lane 2 is increase your skill value. One high-leveraged skill can change your income permanently. Sales, analytics, coding, project management, design, copywriting, whatever fits your world. Not random courses forever. One skill, one track, one outcome. Lane 3 is add a simple side stream.
not a hustle identity, a stream, something boring and reliable. Weekend work, freelancing, tutoring, consulting, reselling, a service people already pay for. Even $300 to $800 a month consistently is massive when it's invested. And now here's the most important part. Once income increases, you have to lock it in, because lifestyle creep is the silent thief that steals raises and calls it normal. So use a rule. Every raise or extra dollar gets split automatically. A clean starting split is 50-50, half to your life, half to investing or debt payoff. If you're aggressive, make it 70-30 in favor of investing. The exact percentage is less important than having one, because when raises get captured by your system, your savings rate rises without trying, and your timeline to $1 million shrinks dramatically. Next, the final rule is how you invest without overthinking and blowing it up. Keep it simple, keep it low cost, and stay in the game.
Rule number 7 is the one that keeps everything from collapsing when the market gets weird. Because hitting a $1 million net worth isn't about making one brilliant investment. It's about not doing something stupid during a bad month. So the rule is, keep your investing simple, low cost, diversified, in long term, and then don't touch it. I know that sounds boring, but boring is the point. Boring scales. Most people don't lose because they chose the wrong investment. They lose because they keep jumping. They chase what's hot, panic when it drops, sell at the worst time, and then sit in cash waiting for clarity that never comes. If you want $1 million, you need the opposite personality. You need the I do the same thing every month personality. So here's the practical framework. You pick a simple, diversified approach you understand, you automate contributions on payday, you keep costs low, and you let time do what time does. Then you follow one emotional rule. Don't confuse volatility with failure. A down year isn't proof the plan doesn't work, it's part of the plan. Markets move. Your job is to keep showing up. And zoom out for a second, because this is the whole point of the video. A $1 million net worth is not one day you wake up rich. It's the result of these rules stacking. You track the scoreboard, you cap the payment stack, you kill high-interest debt, you invest on payday, you raise your savings rate, you grow income on purpose and lock in raises, you keep investing simple and stay in the game. That's it. And if you want a 2-step action plan for tonight, make it this. Step 1, write down your net worth baseline, 10 minutes. Step 2, set one automatic contribution, any amount, to start the payday habit. Because once those two things exist, you're no longer trying to get better with money, you're running a system, and systems beat excuses every time.